when you are ready to date, it won't feel weird for your kids. Can you imagine your kids see you all the time, they're with you all the time, you acquiesce to them all the time, and then suddenly you start dating and now you're gone. Now you don't
Yeah.
acquiesce anymore. Now you have plans, and they'll think it's because of him. But it's
Right.
because of what you prioritize. You got to
That's a
prioritize
great
yourself
point.
first so that
Hmm.
anything that comes in addition to that will be familiar with them. We want them to be receptive to a potential step parent. And the only way that works is the mom. Let's go.
Whatever.
Let's do it.
Okay. So yes, retired people pleaser. And I was in a long-term marriage that had an effect on me because it was abusive.
Okay.
And I have children from that marriage that I am trying to co-parent as peacefully as I can.
Mm-hmm.
When I did get, I've been divorced almost I think it's been 4 years now.
Okay.
And so before I was like, that sexy, like divorced woman,
Mm-hmm.
like, yes, I'm getting my sexy back. But now I feel like I've kind of like slipped back into that mom
Okay.
life again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a stay-at-home wife, and I almost feel like I'm living that life again, even though there is no man in the house. But
Gotcha.
my life is revolved around my children.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly sure I would like to. I'm not in a rush to get married. Certainly
Okay.
not. And I told you on my forum, like some days I do feel like I could settle down and be married, and then
Mm-hmm.
some days I feel like I could have like a boyfriend and every stage just date
Mm-hmm.
everybody. So I guess just in a place of affirming my boundaries and continuing to learn who I am as a woman outside of being a mother
Mm-hmm.
and someone's former wife. Like I'm just tired of that story, and
Okay.
I'm ready to jump into my next chapter, which I do feel like I've healed
Good.
and done my inner work, and I feel like that's something that you always continue to do. But when I find that when I get involved with a guy, you know how there's that like chase factor,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of like like boy whatever, but then it's like once I get caught, that's when I start being loosey goosey with the
Gotcha.
boundaries, and
Yes.
then the chase is over,
Yep.
and yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, what kind of woman do you want to be? Who are you working to become?
I am working to become a woman who knows her worth, who walks in that, who uses her experiences as lessons and
Okay.
uses that as wisdom, but at the same time not allow those experiences to filter what she sees.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you said that basically you really want to start and focus on yourself. And as you know, the man will come and you just want to be
Yeah.
solid when he comes.
Exactly.
So my question for you is, when it comes specifically to you, your time, what do you feel like you're teaching them when it comes to you as a woman and not just being their mom?
So, for one, I have taught them self-respect because I
Okay.
have left their father, and they see how I interact with their father, during the shenanigans,
Mm-hmm.
and I interact with dignity, with self-respect,
Okay.
and so I think I have shown them that. What I could do better showing them is just me enjoying my life, having fun. Mom's going here, mom's doing this.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've kind of sunken back into that place where like mom's home. Okay, guys, like I'll be here. What time y'all need me to pick y'all up? And as
Okay.
opposed to
Yes.
you can't go to that football game tonight because I have plans.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
so just revolving my life around them. Like I want them to see that mom has her own life and that she does
Yes.
love
That is what I want to
us.
focus on because I think that is one of the biggest challenges we have as moms.
Yeah.
We want to do and be everything for them. We don't want them to miss a beat. We don't want them to eventually go to therapy saying, well, my mama didn't do this, she didn't give me that. But even at the best version of you, they're going to have a problem. They're going to be like, well, how come she didn't do this? Or I wish she would have done this. And that's you at your best. So, because of that, I really want you to discover who you are as a woman because they're going to leave. You already have one adult daughter. She left and maybe came back. She's going to
Mm-hmm.
leave. They're all going to leave. And I would hate for you to finally be looking up like, well, what am I going to do? I want you to do
Right.
that now. I want you to get comfortable spending time with yourself, by yourself, selfishly, so that when you are ready to date, it won't feel weird for your kids. Can you imagine your kids see you all the time, they're with you all the time, you acquiesce to them all the time, and then suddenly you start dating and now you're gone. Now you don't
Yeah.
acquiesce anymore. Now you have plans, and they'll think it's because of him. But it's
Right.
because of what you prioritized. You got to
That's a
prioritize
great
yourself
point.
first so that
Mm-hmm.
anything that comes in addition to that will be familiar with them. We want them to be receptive to a potential step parent. And the only way that works is the mom.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we hear a lot about, oh, I don't know, I'm a single mom, so maybe he won't. It has nothing to do with you being a single mom and everything to do with the way you transition someone into your life as a single mom. If you have a
Mm-hmm.
partner come in, but you've already been talking to your kids about a potential partner in the future, or they start to see you take yourself on dates, and then they realize, oh, mommy's going on a date with someone else this time. And then you have conversations with them like, hey, how would you feel if you met someone and we went to a Hawks game? What do you think about that? Would you be comfortable, or would you prefer to kind of do those things more with your dad? Without those type of gems or little things being planted,
Yeah.
it will not make a good dating life for you. And it will make you
Okay.
think, it's because you have kids and a man is not willing or wanting to be a part of that. And it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the lack of preparation for when you are trying to invite someone into your life. It's time to really prioritize what you need, because the only person that's really going to care about that is you and a man that you might marry. Your kids, as a child of someone else, we love you, but we don't care in the way that you would want us to, because we're not supposed to. We came from you, but our job is not to care in that way unless you get sick and we have to take care of you. You want us to live our own lives, but we don't want you
Mm-hmm.
lonely. We don't want you sad. We don't want you feeling like
Yeah.
you've given everything to us and have nothing for yourself, because then it doesn't make us feel good. And I know
Right.
sometimes we might think that, well, I should just focus on them, because, especially because of divorce. There's something called divorce guilt that
Yes.
we have. And I'm telling you, with clients that I've worked with, you don't want to get it to a point where it's hard to come back from because of the lack of boundaries, because your guilt of leaving their dad or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is makes you say yes more than you should say no. That
Yeah.
harms them later, because then they don't understand boundaries. They don't
Mm-hmm.
understand what it means. What do you mean you tell me no? You always tell me yes. You always say you're always flexible with me, and then they'll take that into their own personal relationships, which is
Mm-hmm.
not realistic. So I'm proud that they were able to see you stand up for yourself. I don't know if they saw like the abuse or any of that, but I'm glad they saw you say, nope, enough is enough.
Yes.
I have to do this. I have to take care of myself and my kids. I want to
Mm-hmm.
protect you. Now they need to see that just because you make a decision like that doesn't mean your life is over. Doesn't mean you're a
Mm-hmm.
hermit. Doesn't mean that you have to stay on pause. Because as much as parents, we think that helps our kids, it makes us feel guilty for you. It makes us feel like we're the reason why you didn't get to go on that trip or
Mm-hmm.
hang out with those friends or have a moment to yourself. And unless you're surrounded by women who've experienced what you've experienced, which you're not because they're all married,
Mm-hmm.
they won't understand life after divorce. They won't
Right.
understand love after divorce, finding yourself after divorce, confidence after divorce. It's not the same. So I want you to focus on trying to find your tribe. You can still have those friends that you already have, but there's a
Yeah.
different type of connection with women who've gone through divorce, and they're restarting or recalibrating their lives again because they know that it's not over, but it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it will never be. And
Right.
that can make you sad. It
Yes.
can make
Yeah.
you, yeah, it's hard not to be, but you still deserve whatever you used to do, feeling sexy and do you still deserve that. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, you're too pretty not to. I want you to know that you are in a really good place and position, even if sometimes it might feel like it's too late or you question some of the decisions you've made. Your most important area of focus needs to be you being more selfish.